Are you ready to learn, explore, discover, and have fun while watching? Come and join us as we bring you more learnings and ideas to share. I'm Teacher Calai, and welcome to my channel. Good day! In this video, we are going to learn how to determine the tone, mood, and purpose of the author. But before that, let us try to complete the following by writing your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. My favorite book is... Number 2. When I read a book, I feel... Number 3. I read a book because... Number 4. My favorite author or writer is... Number 5. I also want to write stories because... Number 6. I usually read stories with... Number 7. When reading books, I learn... Number 8. The best time to read books is... My favorite place in reading book is... And number 10. When reading books, I feel delighted, especially when I am with my... Notice that authors have different purposes when writing books. The emotions readers feel about the story may sometimes differ from the sentiments of the author. Tone and mood are important in determining the purpose of the author. At this time, let us read a short story and try to answer the following guide questions after reading. The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. One day, after a big meal, a great lion fell asleep at the door of his cave. As he was dreaming of all kinds of good things, he felt a tug at his mane and drowsily lifting up a paw, caught a little mouse.
Grrr!
Growled the lion.
What are you doing in my mane? I'll eat you up.
Oh, please, Your Majesty,
Squeaked the mouse.
please spare me. I had no idea you were a lion. I thought you were a haystack, and I was looking for some nice hay for my nest. If you forgive me and let me go, I'll repair you someday. One good turn deserves another.
Some days later, a party of hunters were looking for lions to put into the zoo. They saw his huge tracks, caught him, and threw a big net over him while they hurried off to bring back a cage. The lion roared in anger, and the jungle shook with his growls. The little mouse heard it and said,
I know that voice.
and off he pattered at full speed in the direction of the roars. He found the lion, tugging at the ropes of the net and making as much noise as a thunderstorm.
Shh,
Said the mouse.
keep still, and I'll take care of those ropes.
Those little mouse gnawed away at the ropes, and the lion was able to escape just as the hunters were returning with the cage.
I told you I would repay you someday.
Smiled the mouse in triumph. Even a mouse can help a lion. Now, are you ready to answer these questions? Number 1. What made the lion fall asleep after a big meal? Number 2. What kind of animal did the lion catch? Number 3. What did the lion desire to do with the mouse? Number 4. Why did the mouse make a promise to the lion? Number 5. What persuaded the lion to believe the mouse's promise? Number 6. What did the mouse do to repay the lion's kindness? Number 7. If you were the mouse, would you keep your promise to the lion? Why? Number 8. What is the tone of the story? Number 9. What mood is conveyed in the story? And last, number 10. What do you think is the writer's purpose in writing the story? In a story or any literary piece, the author's point of view is reflected on the purpose of the selection. In determining the author's purpose, mood and tone are important factors to consider. The first one is the tone. Tone is the author's attitude towards the subject. It is the feeling, emotion, or attitude that author wants the readers to experience. It can be created by the choice of words of the author and his or her viewpoint on a particular subject. Example, an excerpt from the biography of Dr. Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal was born in Calamba, Laguna in June of 1861 and was named Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonda. His family lived on rented property that was owned by a religious order from Dominica, which made them a family of wealthy farmers. The tone of the author in the biography of Dr. Jose Rizal is truthful because it gives us true information or facts about the life of Dr. Jose Rizal. Some examples of tone words are sad, light, playful, furious, ironic, bitter, candid, scary, humorous, generous, pompous, formal, cheerful, and truthful. The second one is mood. Mood is a story's atmosphere or the feeling the readers get from the passage. It creates feeling that the author hopes the reader will experience. The author's mood is often recognized through the words that he or she uses to develop the setting, the time, and the place of the events. Example, I have asked myself many times, is the Filipino worth suffering or even dying for? Is he not a coward who would really readily yield to any colonizer, be he foreign or homegrown? Is a Filipino more comfortable under an authoritarian leader because he does not want to be burdened with the freedom of choice? Is he unprepared, or worse, ill-suited for presidential or parliamentary democracy? Here, the mood of the author is reflective because it gives reflections of thoughts or ideas in a deeper way. Some examples of mood words are happy, idyllic, joyful, gloomy, reflective, romantic, sorrowful, whimsical, fanciful, mysterious, frustrating, frightening, melancholic, sentimental, and suspenseful. The third purpose of the author is either to inform, to persuade, to entertain, to instruct, or to criticize. Here are the reasons or purposes of the author in writing the particular material. The first one is to criticize. In here, it expresses disapproval of someone or something about certain issues. Or sometimes it gives an opinion or judgment about the topic. Such of these are opinion columns, editorials, or essay. Example, unintended misinformation. A deleted post is probably the quickest way to deal with a social media faux pas. But if a post catches fire before deletion, it can't be erased from public consciousness that easily. The second purpose of the author is to instruct. In here, the author usually gives instructions or directions about some topic, such as recipes, manuals, experiment, handbook, and so on. Example, making the pancake batter. Making the pancake batter takes time. You sift the flour and baking powder in a bowl first and then stir in the caster sugar. Next, you combine the buttermilk, eggs, and melted butter in a jug. Then make a well in the center of the mixture of dry ingredients and pour in the milk mixture. You need to whisk the dry and wet ingredients together until they become a smooth batter. The next purpose of the author is to inform. The author usually gives information and details about the topic. Such of these are news items or articles or reference books. Example, each kind of matter has its own set of properties that distinguishes it from other kinds of matter. These properties may either be physical, those can be observed or measured without changing the composition of matter, or chemical, those that can be observed after changing the composition of matter. Next, we have to entertain. In here, the purpose of the author is to keep the reader's interest and to please the readers. Such of these are short stories, fairy tales, riddles, and so on. Example of a riddle is, where I go, you always follow me. What am I? The answer is shadow. And the last one is to persuade. To persuade means to convince the people about your points of view. Such of these are editorials, advertisements, propaganda, or speech. Example, Marzin Parlor, soon to open. The first 5 customers will avail of a 20% discount of all services. Please visit us on December 15, 2021. See you! So once again, in a story or any literary piece, the author's point of view is reflected on the purpose of the selection. In determining the author's purpose, mood and tone are important factors to consider. The other purposes of the author are to inform, to persuade, to entertain, to instruct, or to criticize. At this time, let us try to identify the tone, the mood, and the purpose of the author in the given selection. You are going to choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on a separate sheet of paper. So let's begin with the purpose of the author. In our situation nowadays, it is very important to use disinfectants to clean our floors and walls and bacterial soap to wash our hands and body. Always practice proper health protocol. Is it to criticize, to entertain, or to persuade? Next is from Joe Vicky's news article on Philippine Daily Inquirer dated October 15, 2020. According to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergaire, the DOH understood the fatigue everyone was going through these days because of the restrictions put in place to control the spread of virus. Is this to inform, to instruct, or to entertain? For the mood, Father just went home from work. He saw that his motorcycle was badly damaged. His face turned red and he shouted, "Who used my motorcycle?" Is it pity, angry, or surprised? It is already 10 o'clock in the evening, but her daughter is not yet home. The mother keeps on calling her, but the line is out of reach that makes her anxious. Is it joy, fear, or excitement? And for the tone, while Anna was walking in the street, she saw a beggar asking for food. In her hands was a pack of bread intended for her daughter, but instead, she gave it to the beggar who needed it the most. Is it benevolence, pessimism, or cheerfulness? If you have completed your answer, then share it to the class and read your work. And that ends our discussion for this topic. I'm Teacher Calai. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more updated videos and learnings on my channel.